What's going on, y'all? This your boy Beezy here from Extreme Sports Talk Live 305. Now, last week we broke it down the AFC East of the three main things that each team need to get better for the upcoming NFL season. Now, today we're going to break down the AFC North with my favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, we're going to break down each team the three main things they can get better for the upcoming NFL season. Now, what we're going to start off with is the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals, they were really bad this last upcoming season. But that's not their fault here because we knew by the time from last year they got the number one pick. It's going to be a process for them. Now, the first thing they need here is help Joe Burrow, their quarterback. They need to help their star. So the first thing they need is protection at the offensive line. They need help down there with the big boys. They need help. Now, they can get some offensive linemen. Some just got cut. They can get some of the free agency. They can pick up a veteran and use him so he can help out others. Or they can draft an offensive lineman here from the Oregon here. His name is Penn Sewell. I think he'll be the first offensive tackle off the board. They can get him and get the protection for Joe Burrow that he needs. Now, number two, what they need is a wide receiver. Now, A.J. Green is not coming back to Cincinnati. He's leaving. So he will need a number one target over there. So he can get a receiver over there. Now, they got money now. So he would need a number one receiver target to help him out for him and Higgins. He would need that. That's important for their receiver. They need a connection. Also here, they would need, that's what they number three thing what they need here, is important here. They need help at the defensive line also. Now, Geno Atkins, he's getting old. He's getting up in age. So they would need to get younger at that front so he can get pressure on the quarterback. Now, Geno Atkins, I still think he's about, 34 years old, going almost about 35, and he has some injuries. He didn't play a full season last year. So he's going to be there, but he's going to need somebody here to follow up his footsteps. I think this year will be Geno Atkins' last season. So he's going to need to watch and follow his footsteps. Now, Geno Atkins was a Pro Bowler, but he's on his way out. So they're going to need here D-tackle or pass rusher to get to the quarterback here. So they are getting old on that defensive front here. So I said that, like I said, for the Cincinnati Bengals, what they need here is the most here. Offensive line help, wide receiver, and defensive line. And that's for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now I'm going to go on to the next team in the AFC North. That's the Cleveland Browns. With Baker Mayfield and Landry and everybody else in the boys. Now, what they've been trying to get here, they three things what they need here. Number one, they need another pass rusher to help Myles Garrett. That's what they need here. They tried to get J.J. Watt, but I'm sorry, they was unsuccessful. Hey, it's tough. Everybody wants J.J. Watt here. They try to give him the big bucks also. But you see J.J. Watt found him a new home in Arizona. So with Myles Garrett getting double team, they trying to get him on double team and get him another top pass rush on the opposite side. So that pass rush can be much freer and much easy for him. Now, number two thing, what they need here, they're going to go for another wide receiver. Yes, I said wide receiver. OBJ's there, but I think he's on his way out too. They did a lot of good things without OBJ. Went to the playoffs without him. I'm not saying they don't need him, but they can improve on that wide receiver core because he's been hurt, unhealthy nowadays. So, and it's a rumor here says he's been on the trade block, so he can be on his way out also. They need another wide receiver. They can get one in free agency, or they can get one in the draft. So it's plenty of receivers in the draft. This receiver draft is loaded. So, number three. What they need here for number three things to help the Cleveland Browns is another cornerback. Cornerback, because Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward, their top DBs, cornerbacks, haven't played together. I think about 4 times almost the whole season. It's either one person hurt, one person not play. They both can't stay healthy, be on the field at the same time. Like last year, they played with their third DBs, their fourth DBs, and they did good enough. But now they need a number one DB here. I'm sorry, Denzel Ward, he can't stay healthy to save his life, but he's a great DB. But and you got Greedy. Greedy's good too from LSU, but he can't stay healthy to save his life either. They need somebody here that can stay. Everybody needs secondary. Everybody here. So they need another secondary, another corner over there that can stay on the field because they always have too many injuries in the secondary. So for the Cleveland Browns, like I said here, they need here another pass rusher for Myles Garrett on the opposite side. They need a wide receiver here to help Baker Mayfield out. And they need another corner over there. That's for the Cleveland Browns. Now for the team I don't like here, dislike here, but it is what it is. I do respect them. That's called the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the Steelers. The number one thing that they need here, last year they had us, a great year. They started off so great, and they ended real bad here. So Big Ben is he did a reduced contract here. He went to he dropped his big contract. He up to $40 million. He couldn't come back with the same contract. He couldn't. So here he took less money to stay with the team here. So now to help the team here, and his favorite buddy Pouncey, the Twins, they retired. So the number thing what he need here is the first thing that the Pittsburgh need is offensive line help. They need a center. They can pick up somebody in free agency, or they can get it to a number one pick to get you a center to help Big Ben here, because offensive line help that's what they need the most here. They need a center. Now the number two thing what they need for Pittsburgh Steelers, we all know, they need a running back. They had no running game at all. So with no running game at all, you're not really helping Big Ben. That means you expect Big Ben to throw 50 passes. Come on now. We talking about 50. Big Ben is not 21, 22, 23. Big Ben is going almost about 40 now. And he done had 1,000 injuries, we all know. So he needs to run a game to open up his play action, because he has receivers already here. And Juju's not coming back. They is not bringing back Juju. Okay, so he's going to Juju that beat somewhere else. So now they need a running back here, because Connor, he can't stay healthy to save his life here, unfortunately, and he's not fast enough. They need I don't want to help him out, but don't be surprised they go get Najee Harris. He'd be a great addition. They need a top running back here. I want to say a top running back, a top tier running backs here that can help them move the chains much faster. So they get them a running back, they can be much balanced here because they already have a passing game. So they can, with a running back here, make it more balanced. Hey, they can go back here with what it was last year to the old Pittsburgh Steelers here. And number three, what the Steelers need here, they need to help out with the opposite side of their pass rush, because with T.J. Watt there, he did great last year. On the opposite side, when the other guy got hurt, man, it was tough, because once he got hurt, they double teamed T.J. Watt and they had no pass rush. The pass rush came so late. And then middle linebacker here, he got hurt for the season here in the beginning of the season, but he'll be back next year to help them out. But they need another pass rusher here. So I don't think he's coming back here. So once he's not coming back here, they don't want to double team J.J. Watt. They tried to get T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt. They tried to get J.J. Watt here, like I was saying. They tried to get him, but they was unsuccessful. They were both Watt brothers on the same team. Oh man, that's crazy. I swear to God, that's crazy. But it was unsuccessful. He went to the Arizona Cardinals here. So they're going to get another pass rusher here to help T.J. Watt, so for him to get double teamed, so he'd be much freer for both sides. They will help them out the most here because they're not a man-to-man team. They are a zone blitz team, so they would need that pass rush with T.J. Watt and the other guy, somebody else to help him out, and with Big Hampton in the middle. They would love that. So we'll also hear the third thing here, Pittsburgh Steelers here, what they would need the most here. Now, they also need a cornerback, same like, but they don't. That's here and there. I'm not giving too much help. But that's what they would need here. That corner getting old there. So the main things here with Pittsburgh and the Steelers, I'm gonna say one more time here for you all here. Number one thing, they need a center. They can get a one free agency, or they can get one in the draft. Number two here, what they need is a running back. They need a running back so bad. And three, they can go from pass rush, or they can go to corner. That's what they can do for the Pittsburgh Steelers here. That's all the main things they would need. So don't be surprised here, because we got free agency starts March 17th. That's the date, March 17th. So don't be surprised. Some people making phone calls to get either a pass rusher, or they can get a center out there, or pick a free agency early. So that's for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, last but not least here, my team here, my favorite team here, the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, you see the hat, you see the jersey. Yes, I love them, but sometimes they piss me off here. Hey, I don't like Greg Roman. I don't think he's a good offensive coordinator. I don't think he helps his wide receivers out. I don't think he's just a good offensive coordinator for the running game and the tight ends. But hey, this is not old school football no more. This is a passing league. You have to balance. You have to balance the football out here from both sides of the ball. We can't beat number one in rushing and beat number 31 and 32 in passing. We can't go too far with that. So I'm gonna break it down the main three things that the Baltimore Ravens need to improve for this upcoming season. Number one, it's no secret. Every year we said this number one. A number one wide receiver. Yes, number one. First, we signed Dez Bryant last year, but we did not use him as his ability, access where he usually does the best, what he needs. He does also. First of all, Dez Bryant is a good he's a good fader. He in the red zone. He gets off. He gets a good off good release. He can get it off jam. He's very physical, but we didn't use him as the best access that he know he can be. But now, as for number one wide receiver here, as far as the y'all who don't know, it's a salary cap. So it's out of something. It's out of you go in hard or you go home, or you have to do what's best for you for your team as you can fit in that salary cap. Now, you're gonna have to make a big trade here. For example, we have our right tackle. Orlando Brown, he asking for a trade, so you can put him on one of those trades here, and put him against another number one pick here, or have 2 first-round picks, or you can trade him for the wide receiver. It would mix in with the draft pick because we have to get number one wide receiver here. So it's someone who I would want here, Michael Thomas. I would love the slant boy. Y'all want to call him here? I'll take a Michael Thielen here. But we need a true number one wide receiver that can get off the jam, and that's a complete route runner. We need, because that's what we need, because we gonna get a lot of one-on-ones here, a lot of zones, because all eyes will be on Lamar at all times. So number one wide receiver, we can get one in the draft here. If you can't get one in the draft here, but the Ravens like to go a route when you get I will say a top B receiver, because like when they age when they get like 29, 30, when they get around that stage here. Hey, if you don't get anybody like that, make sure you get a top number one, number two receiver in the NFL here. That's number one. Number two, what we need here is offensive line help. When Ronnie Stanley went out last year here in the beginning of the year here, it was very tough. Had Lamar running for his life. Listen to me, for his life. I give props here to Orlando Brown from right tackle switching to left tackle, and that's what he played in college. He did a great job. But once we got to make adjustments here, the right tackle was getting beat up. Our guard was getting beat up. Lord, we miss Marshawn Yonder so bad. I swear, we miss him so bad. So what we're going to have to need here is, it's a lot of, like I said earlier, it's a lot of people who got cut here, and there's more people who are going to get cut here because of the salary cap, and there's not that much coming in. So we can see if we can pick up here in free agency another offensive lineman, or we're going to have to draft one for number one or number two for free agency. I mean, and the draft. The draft is very coming up here also next month in April. That's number two. We're going to need offensive line help to help. We like big guys. Now, so we like big guys that can push you back because we are running team. Now, number three, we try to get this every year. We need a pass rusher. We don't have that much money this year, but we have enough to bring somebody, at least one person on here that we can give everybody else the minimum to join the team here. Now, because Judon, we're not gonna bring Judon back. He's asking for too much money back. Some people say he asks for 19, about 20 million a year. That's not us. We can't do it. We have lost plenty of pass rushers because of that. We done lost to Smith over to Green Bay. We're gonna lose to Judon. Yannick, his hometown is Baltimore. We got him last year, like in mid-season from Minnesota Vikings. Unfortunately, I doubt if we bring him back also. So we're gonna look for in probably in free agency. In my opinion, I hope we get Von Miller. Hey, I can wish. Nothing wrong with that. Like, so Von Miller's up in age. He'd be on the trade free agency in the trade block. Or we can get, or they're gonna look in a free agency, another free agency, or they're gonna look in the draft. You got some good pass rushers that's in the draft here. You got the pass rusher from Notre Dame, and you got the pass rusher from University of Miami, Jalen Phillips here from University of Miami, defensive end. So these are top pass rushers we're gonna be looking at here, looking different highlights, and to add to our team. So that's the main thing the Baltimore Ravens here. But knowing us here, that's what we're gonna look at here. But how we draft here is the best guy available on the board. So if we need that, and not dude or a guy, whoever we want is not there, and we see a top corner, don't be surprised if we go draft a corner. Because the draft is here how we do it here. I'm not sure how other teams, but as for the Ravens, we take best player available on the board here. That's what we need here. If we have to do it, we can't take it. We have to. It's only right. Now, that's the main things here for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to say it again. Number one is get a number one wide receiver. You have to get Lamar Jackson some help because you can't put all the blame on him when nobody else can get open. And Greg Roman, offensive coordinator here, he's going to have to open up this offense this year. If it's not, we can only go as far as we can take us here. That offense is not going to take us to the promised land if you're not going to open up and help and bring in for another number one wide receiver to help Lamar out. I promise you. So because when we lost to the Buffalo Bills here, I wasn't surprised because as far as we can go. And Lamar only can have to do a certain amount here as much as we can here. We lost Willie Snead here. We're gonna lose a few more guys here. So it is what it is. So like I said, number 1, wide receiver. Number 2, we need protection for Lamar. And number 3, pass rush. That's what we're gonna need here. So that's to break it down here. I told you here. So number 1, I said I did the Cincinnati Bengals here. Number 2, the Cleveland Browns, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Baltimore Ravens. Those are the main 3 things that each team needs to get better. Now, for the next week here, what's coming up here, what I'm going to break down here, that's going to be here the AFC West. Okay? AFC West. Now, we're going to break them down here next week here. So y'all got to tune in here now. I'm going to be back here for y'all next Saturday, same time here. Now, to break down the AFC West. Like I said, y'all go ahead and look at that YouTube, subscribe here. And like I said, also you can find me here on Instagram at Extreme Sports Talk Live 305. Facebook at Extreme Sports Talk here. And you got also you can look at me on Twitter at BZ on Bassett on Twitter here. And like I said, for y'all here, y'all can't wait here. Now next week, you never know who might pop up. Might have a special guest. I'm not gonna say no names. You have to be surprised here. But y'all check in here, tune in. Share.